Welcome back once again. Hello everyone, Red Blue Gaming here. Sorry it's taken forever to get the final fifth round out from Ratcon 2025. I know we have leaked into 2026. Everything's been pretty hectic and I should have gotten this out a hell of a lot sooner. Currently unsure as to whether I'll play any tournaments this year. I hope I will be able to get to just some stuff going on. But yeah, final video for Ratcon. Hopefully there'll be a couple more posted. I did play some practice games. I'll get those in. I won both of them. But yeah, these will post obviously Ratcon, one both in 2026. So yeah, let's jump into the next slide. As you can see, nothing has changed whatsoever throughout the entire tournament. Obviously, if it's the first video you're clicking on, tournaments, you select a list, 2,000 points, and you don't make any substitutions. You play with that list through the entire tournament. As you can see, I've got 5 characters, being Farsight, Shadow Sun, and 2 Cold Stars. Shadow Sun was obviously my Warlord. When she's in an army, she has to be the Warlord. And then over on the other side, you can see I've got Broadsides, 2, they were separate units. A Fire Knife, a Star Scythe, 2 Suns Forged, a Ghost Kill, Piranha, Riptide, 3 units of Stealth Suits, 2 units of Vespid, and 2 units of Crit Carnivores, and 10-man bricks. The final mission in at Ratcon is always a random custom mission. They give you one where there's a lot of random stuff that can happen. There's a table to work off. Some crazy things happen. You also get a miniature that the boys at Ratcon paint and produce themselves. Little engineer type thing. So a lot of randomness can happen and a lot of fun happens in this game. We used the tipping point and linchpin mission technically, but linchpin was obviously worked in a different way because you had a table you could roll on, and there was some other things that happened with the way linchpin plays. I was the defender. My opponent went first, and yeah, there seems to be a typo in this because I've never played Adeptus Mechanicus before, which is not what I played. I played Dark Angels, and I'd already played them before. This is playing against a friend of mine. Pat also kind of got a little bit confused when I told him I could shoot with everything. About 750 of my army was in deep strike because of what I've been doing, which is 3 squads roughly. Yeah, it was good fun. I remembered all my stats and abilities, and we had a good laugh. Turn 1, as you can see, photos there, well deployed, everything's set out. As you see, Pat played Firstborn Space Marines. With Wrath of the Rock, it was kind of funny to have so many goddamn Space Marine bodies on the table. Yeah, Pat went first. Drew, bring it down and secure no man's land. Just got to bring it down, obviously, because he couldn't shoot anything to kill anything. So the extra CP is always a bonus. I got Assassination, which I got rid of at the end of my turn. And I did get Recover Assets and was managed to pick up at least 2 of the 3 options on Recover Assets so that you can score the 3 points. Scores are 2, 12, 13, but obviously that's with the 10 points that you get from having a painted army. So you automatically start on 10. For those of you that don't, as I said, are new, don't understand, game is scored out of 100. You get 50 on primary, 40 on secondary, and the final 10 points comes from having what's classified as a battle-ready army, which is at least 3 colours plus shading, done basing. At least try to make your army look like it is painted. But yeah, Pat had a really nicely painted army, and as you can see, my Stormtrooper-esque tail there. We jump into turn 2. Primary was pretty even. We both scored 8. Pat slightly outscored me with the secondaries. So the little monster guy that you get, if he got a kill of a character, you then got to score Assassination, and you could score it more than once without actually having to draw it, which made things a little hectically crazy per se. You could almost score it like 3 or 4 times. Randomly, he killed a character, which was kind of funny and sucked. Which in the end was actually my character, Rat Guy, which was painful because I didn't get a chance to use him. Anyway, as you can see there, that flipped the score on slightly. So, Pat also managed to get 4 out of 4 with extend battle lines, got assassination and scored mini mark for death. I drew defend stronghold, which I scored, and extend battle lines, which I also got 4 out of 4. But yeah, 31-28. Game was pretty even all the way through until turn 5, where turn 4 I killed enough. Turn 3, 4, 5, I killed enough of his army to really control objectives and it become a bit of a bloodbath. I scored 25 victory points in the last turn. Jump into turn 3. As you can see there, again, Pat actually scored 13 points from primary, got defend stronghold and scored and display of might. 3 out of 3 on that. Let me have a look. Hang on, I've just got to jump through. I'm pretty sure. And it'll be in round 3. I've got to put it down. 4 out of 4 on display of might. Same as what I scored anyway. We jump into me. I only controlled 1 objective, so I got 3 victory points there. I got tempting target and then display might. So as you can see there, scores 51-40. Pat did manage to outscore me quite heavily. But yeah, when we jump into turn 4, it does switch around because I scored 13 points in primary. Pat only scored 3. So we'll jump into that now. As you can see, there we go. Scores switch around quite heavily. It's only a 3-point difference. Pat scored 3 from primary. Drew, Eric, and I got 5 out of 5. We only managed 2 out of 5 with no prisoners. As you can see there, I scored 13 from primary. I got the small marked for death, and I got the 3 points for overwhelming force. Brings the score 61-58. As you can see there's a lot less Space Marines on the table now. I did a lot of killing in turn 3 and 4. Really got to get rid of a fair chunk of them. Fixed a lot of issues. To be honest, when I look back at some of these photos, my broadsides were in pretty bad positions. There wasn't a huge amount of heavy vehicles I had to deal with. It was just a lot of 2 and Space Marines. So killing and shooting them was a little bit painful, a little bit frustrating and annoying because you're just constantly going through the same cycle over and over and over. But yeah, it was good fun. Pat's a good friend of the boys in Bendigo, our group. So it was always a good laugh. And jump into turn 5. So you can see, as we can see from turn 5, Pat ended up drawing shitloads of missions. He picked out Cull the Horde, which he couldn't do against me, so obviously gets discarded. He got engaged in all fronts, which he scored a single point for. He grabbed Cleanse, discarded that. Ended up with overwhelming force, couldn't score off that. Got the 3 victory points and finished on 65. As you can see, as I said, it was a very big swing in points. I scored 25 for the round or the turn, giving me 83 overall. I drew Storm Hostile, which I couldn't score or get to, so I discarded. I got no prisoners and area denial. I managed to score both of those at maximum, and I scored 15 victory points, which was maximum as well. Although, yeah. So that's what it was. That's how it ended. As you can see, final scores there. You can see the scores done. Everything ticked off. We had a buttload of CP remaining really when we got to those final stages. Ended up 2-3 overall, which was a hell of a lot better than what I anticipated or expected to do. Yeah, it was a good laugh in the end. Playing 2 lots of armies where you're fighting Dark Angels was pretty funny at the end there. They were both really well painted. Both players were great. Wrath of the Rock was entertaining. It does some weird shenanigans shit. But yeah, as for that, that's what it is. That's the end of that one. And as I said, hopefully I'll be able to get up quickly a couple more games that I played. One being against Chaos Demons, which I didn't think I was going to do too well in. Ended up thoroughly winning. um, quite comfortably in the end, which was a bit of a surprise to me. And then I played Chaos Space Marines against a mate of mine, and it was his first game in 15 months, and it was a bit of a shellacking again. But I went real easy on him because of that. It was such a big time difference between when we played last and when he played last when I played. So yeah, this will go up shortly, and hopefully there'll be a few more. Look, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed. I know I've hit 530 something. Yeah, I'm super happy. I will run a competition again soon now that I've hit 500. I've got minis that I probably can get rid of, some stuff that I've got, that I'll find out what I want to do with it. But it may not be for a little while as there's some stuff going on. It's just going to take my time up. I have posted a few videos for the 100 minis, million mini challenge that Games Workshop is running, or Warhammer is running. So have a look at those. I've got 5 minis completed. Hopefully 6 or 7 by the end of tonight. Maybe a few more. I will paint some and post it up. And then, yeah, there might be a little bit of a break between when some stuff gets painted and what goes on. I don't think I'm going to quite make Radicalism as it is at the moment, looking at what's going on personal life, which is a bit frustrating and whatnot, but it is what it is. We'll look at, getting some stuff organised and trying to be able to access some things and get into a couple more tournaments, because I would like to play a few more this year. If I have to postpone a little bit and only play the 2 this year, later this year, Ratcon and Benny Open, so be it. And then I'll be able to work towards, next year really playing the 5 or 6 tournaments, really getting a good bang of reps in. We also will switch over, most likely mid-year, to 11th edition. That's the feeling and the vibe that's going around the community. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes about. I'm a little bit worried, a little bit disappointed I'm going to fail my million mini challenge. Actually, I've got more than 5 painted. I have 8 painted because I did some crisis suits as well. I will show all them off. I have a drone I'm about to finish up, so that'll give me to 9. But yeah, look, I'll see how I go. Hopefully, I get further through than what I am. I worked on a few different minis at once, so there's a little bit going on here and there, and hopefully I can actually finish a lot of it off. But yeah, other than that, peace out. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking around. If you got to the end of the video, drop a like, leave a comment, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up to date with what I've done, and you'll be able to see everything else that happens. Bye for now.